The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Rice importers are starting to cut back on orders with prices going up in the world market. The Agriculture Department estimates the rice buffer stock in the third quarter to be at some 1.6 million metric tons. This is only equivalent to a month's worth of supply for the entire country, which is far from the buffer stock target of 3 months or 90 days. Now, while proposals to conduct government-to-government importation have been floated, the Marcos administration is restricted by the rice tariffication law. That said, the Department of Agriculture is calling on the private sector to ramp up imports.
Yung provision doon sa law is that there has to be a declaration of a rice supply shortage. Okay? We don't have that yet. It has to be through the private sector. We are encouraging them. And I think, this is the time that they should really, come in to help.
Meanwhile, the Bureau of Internal Revenue is reminding online shops to provide discounts to senior citizens and persons with disabilities. Marlene Alcaide has a report.
Nanay Josefina is thankful for social media. She says it is more convenient for her to order food and some of her maintenance medicine and vitamins online.
Maganda. Mas sa amin, mas pabor yun. Kasi mas online, hindi ka na kailangan lumabas. Mas pabor. Para online na lang nga, mas madali.
Aside from convenience, she also able to use her senior citizen discount when making purchases on shopping apps. Based on the expanded Senior Citizens Act, individuals 60 years old and above should get 20% off from the regular prices of products or services. But Nanay Josefina does not get discounts all the time, since not all online sellers acknowledge this privilege.
Kasi may mga online na hindi tumatanggap ng discount. Siyempre, yung parang mga benefits ng senior, parang, di ba, kailangan. Meron kasing mga na hindi tumatanggap, lalo na sa may mga order. So, lumalabas na lang kami.
The Bureau of Internal Revenue reminds everyone of the mandatory benefits given to senior citizens and persons with disabilities for qualified purchases made online or through mobile applications.
Pareho lang ito, no? Yung whether online or yung normal na transaction, ganun din na ang patakaran dyan. Kung magiging entitled kayo dyan sa brick and mortar stores kapag bumili kayo sa normal na tindahan at kung kayo ay entitled sa senior citizens discount or PW discount, ganyan din ang patakaran pagka online naman.
But how can PWDs and senior citizens sign their online transaction? The BIR clarified that signatures are not a requirement anymore if the purchase were not made physically. Still, there's a need for pre-registration.
The senior citizen or PWD must, prior to the placement of the order, declare to the online platform na senior citizen siya or PWD at the start pa lang. Tapos, pag na-confirm na yung order niya, magsasubmit ngayon siya ng scanned copy or screenshot or image of his or her ID. Pre-register muna siya para nandun na yung ID niya. When you purchase medicines, you need to show your booklet. This is just one of those na mga requirements pa. Pero yun, the ID is the basic requirement that the senior citizen or PWD must show upon registration.
The BIR added that the senior citizen card or PWD card should be presented to the rider upon delivery. Some senior citizens, however, are hesitant to upload their IDs online as they may fall prey to scammers. But the BIR has this assurance.
Meron naman data privacy. At lahat naman yan, kapag binigay nila pinakita nila ang ID nila, etong mga online sellers ay saklaw sila ng Data Privacy Act. Kaya hindi rin naman dapat nila ginagamit yan or pinapakita sa ibang tao. At pinapakita lang yan para naman mapatunayan na senior citizen at PWD nga na entitled sa discount.
Marlene Alcaide, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The Budget Department justifies the higher allocation for President Bongbong Marcos's trips as well as Intel funds. The Marcos administration wants to allocate over 9 billion pesos for confidential and intelligence funds in 2024. This is an increase of about 120 million pesos from this year's budget. Similarly, a larger budget is set for the president's travel expenses next year. Over 1.4 billion pesos is earmarked for domestic and foreign trips. That's a whopping 58% increase from this year's 893 million pesos. Budget Secretary Amena Pagadaman said the trips are always good for the country, especially if more investments come in. She also assured that there are specific guidelines on how to disperse these funds.
We have been going out of the country to present po the Philippines as an investment hub po. So I think yung expenses po ng travel, as long as it will be beneficial, it's justified.
So here's a quick look on other stories we're watching. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources is conducting an impact assessment to determine how reclamation projects in Manila Bay affect water quality in the area. A 5-man team will be formed to review all ongoing projects. The department will also decide on whether to temporarily suspend reclamation activities amid the review. The Interior Department will investigate the incident involving collapsed electric post in Binondo, Manila. Manila or Metro Manila LGUs are being urged to check all similar structures that might have sustained damage in recent days due to heavy rainfall. And in sports, the Palarong Pambansa wraps up later today. Defending champs, NCR is still at first place in overall medal haul with 76 gold medals, followed by Western Visayas with 54 and Southern Tagalog Calabarzon with 48 gold medals. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 10:45 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.